Our next examples are for counties that only have paper maps available. We will start at the Google search homepage and enter FEMA Map Service Center in the search bar, and then select Search. From the search results, we will select the msc.fema.gov result. Our example site will be a park area in the city of Aiken, which is in Aiken County, a paper map county. Once the site loads, we will select the address search bar, enter Aiken, Minnesota, and select Search. Now, since we are in an area without digitized flood maps, our map shows an aerial photo covered in light green dots. The legend in the bottom left verifies what we already know. The dots mean no digital data available. When the old floodplain maps were printed, they were broken into panels. The cities were on their own panel, and the unincorporated areas in the county were broken into many panels. If you put the location pin outside of the city limits, you'll see the outline of the nearby county panel. It is a good practice to note where your address is within the panel boundary, so you know where to look when you open that panel. But we are interested in a spot within the city, so we'll put the location pin back in the city. Above the map, the text tells us that the area we are interested in is on panel 2700010001B, and the map was issued on March 15, 1982. Next, we want to view the panel containing our site, so we select the View/Print Firm icon above the map. This will open a new window with our map panel. This is an older scanned map, and unfortunately is not shown over an aerial photo. The red location pin is also missing. Note the legend is in the upper right portion of the map panel. We will select the zoom in or out icons, which are to the right, or use our mouse scroll wheel to find our area of interest. In this case, it is right in the middle of the map on the south side of the Ripple River. Once we've located our site on the panel window, we select the Create a FIRMette icon on the left side, and step-by-step instructions will pop up. Follow the step-by-step instructions on the left side panel, starting at the top. In this case, we want our map to be the default letter size, so we select Next. Under number 2, we see a green box on the map panel. This is like a cookie cutter that we can move to choose the area we want printed on our map. We move the Print Area box so our site of interest is within the green box. As we select Next to see step 3, we have a chance to move the green scale and north arrow box, and we'll adjust that a bit and select Next again. In step 4, we have a chance to move the green title block. In our case, it doesn't need adjustment, so we select Next. In step 5, we can select the preview icon. If our FIRMette preview has the site we want, we then select the download icon, and we can choose either a PDF or TIFF image file format. In our case, we want a PDF, so we will select the top icon choice. The FIRMette will load as a new page, or as a file at the bottom left of your screen. If we open the FIRMette file, we see a portion of that flood insurance rate map panel that is zoomed in to the location we selected with our green cookie cutter box. This FIRMette is at the same scale as the original map, if printed at the size you selected, and it includes a north arrow, scale, and the panel identification information. We can now save our FIRMette by selecting the download or print icon in the top right corner. Like the digital FIRMettes, the paper FIRMette shows the special flood hazard areas. The legend, as we noted earlier, is in the upper right portion of the full panel. You may want to create an additional FIRMette showing the legend. The legend shows the 100-year floodplain, labeled as Zone AE or Zone A, is dark gray. The 500-year floodplain, labeled as Zone B on these older maps, is lighter gray. Returning to our FIRMette, it doesn't have an aerial photo background, so the only way to make an in or out determination or find our specific site on the map is to measure from any landmarks, like roads or the edge of the river. If using the maps for regulatory purposes, we'll notice some older paper firm maps from 1988 or older, like this 1982 map, don't show the floodway and cross sections. To get a map that shows those layers, we'll go back to the main FEMA Map Service Center homepage, where we had entered the address, and we'll show the Show All Products icon above the map in the upper right. Once the search results pop up, we'll select the folder that says Effective Products, then the Firm Panels folder. We'll search for the version of our panel that does not have the letter at the end, in this case the letter B. We select the View icon on the right side of that row to open the map. Now we can see the floodway and cross sections and can make an additional FIRMette in the same way we did earlier. Note that FIRMette is the flood boundary and floodway map, but shows the same park area we printed of the flood insurance rate map. We'll go back to the address search on the FEMA Map Service Center to show one more example of an even older version of the FEMA paper maps, a version where they have 11 by 17 size pages instead of panels. We enter Glenwood, Minnesota, which is in Pope County, to show the difference. Once the new page with the map loads, we notice the area within the city is shown as unmapped, so not printed. We'll place our location pin in the rural area outside of the city. We can then select the View/Print icon above the map. With this older style map, there are actually many pages, and we see an index of the maps for the county on this first page. This is also the only page where we can see the legend. We zoom in a bit and see panel 16 has the area to the south of the city that we want to view. Next, we'll use the 1 to 25 arrows above the map to move to the page that says Map 16 in the bottom right. We can then use the Create FIRMette icon on the left side of the screen and the same steps to move the green box to select the print area, adjust the north arrow, adjust the scale and title box area, and then to print or save the FIRMette, as we did earlier for the City of Aiken site. These older maps do look a bit different from the other paper maps. You might want to make a FIRMette of the legend we saw on page 1. You will not see the 500-year floodplain or any floodways, just shading dots for the 100-year floodplain labeled Zone A, and the areas with no shading called Zone C, or areas of minimal flooding. You may have noticed that these older paper maps are tougher to work with than our newer digital maps, since they don't have an aerial background, and the roads may have changed due to development since the map was made. The Minnesota DNR and FEMA are working to get digital maps in paper map counties. In Minnesota, there are websites that show the floodplain boundaries on an aerial photo background for most paper map counties.